people that I happen to know. I want you guys to give a great big round of applause. Are you guys ready for Kristen Baker?
Yes, I am a high school teacher on purpose. I chose that. So did a lot of them. Okay? Let's hear it for our teachers in the room. See that? That sound is the afterglow of summer that's still with us. If you meet us in February, you would just hear a very heavy sigh. That's all that we have left at that point. If you met me in February on the street, you'd be like, oh look, a meth mugshot with legs. I hope she's okay. Now, teaching high school in Elkhart, Indiana is kind of like, it's very entertaining. It's never a dull moment, right? From day to day, it's kind of like being in the middle of an awkward crossover episode of Saved by the Bell, Survivor, and Love Island. It's just... It's a lot, yeah. But, with more braces and acne and ankle monitors. But we don't actually worry about our ankle monitor kids as much as you would think, because we know it's criminal activity, but at least they're active. They're out there. They're doing something, It's those, indoor kids, the screen kids, those are the ones we really worry about. You've seen them in the wild trying to survive, and it's rough. It's rough out there. They're on level 357 in Call of Duty, but level 1 of reality. Yeah. Like sweet little Zach. I have this sweet little Zach in my class, and he's so smart. He's not great with the ladies, but he's trying. He's trying so hard. And we learned so much from these. Okay, let me give you a little analogy for Zach. So, do you guys ever watch those nature documentaries where the male birds are trying to send out signals to the female birds? And they're just doing their stuff, right? It's like their bird riz. So sweet little Zach. Okay, so last semester, Zach had a crush on Chloe. Okay, and so Chloe sat at his table in my room, and bless his heart, Chloe's just way out of his league. He has no chance, but it's so fun to watch him try. It is. Okay, and I love his confidence. He's aiming high, right? So Zach's first big bird move was he came to school with a very thick gold chain. And when your neck says, I want to be in a rap video, but your face says, I'm allergic to everything. It's a very short distance, but a very long bridge to cross. And so he just came to school and he was trying to send it out like a beacon of swag. You could just see him just trying to get Chloe to notice. It was like a lighthouse that would guide her to his manly shores. So Chloe, bless her heart, she's a sweet little Jesus Youth Group girl, like I was. And WWJD, always with the mouth, okay? But the Holy Spirit's still working on the rest of her face, okay? And so Chloe's trying to be so sweet. And so she looks over at him and she's like, cute necklace, Zach. And then she looks at her friend for help, right? Which in teenage world is a Regina George level savage rejection, okay? So I'm just feeling so bad for Zach, but when your only friends are in Fortnite, social cues are not your forte. So he thought it was a buy signal. He was like, thanks, Chloe. So he really stepped it up the last week of school. Oh, the big move was a horizontal bandana that highlighted a very prominent middle part. And he didn't shave his upper lip over the weekend. And when you're 15, it doesn't come in very even. So little Zach showed up to school looking like the love child of Rambo and Hitler. And I just want to tell him, Zach, it's okay. Don't rush your life, right? Take your time, go build something in Minecraft while you still can. Otherwise, you're just going to spend the rest of your life trying to figure out what Chloe wants for dinner. And she won't know. She doesn't know. She'll just know it's not what you're suggesting. It's not in Disney movies, but that's what love is. If Disney movies were really honest, they'd have songs like, can you guess the meal tonight? not? Is it near or far? Right? Love is an open DoorDash cart and an argument. That's what it is. Yeah. And some of the songs write themselves, right? Like both a little scared, neither one prepared. The foodie and the... No, really, honey, it's fine. Like anything. I promise I won't complain. Anything you get, totally fine. Chipotle, really? Every time. And I loved Disney movies when I was growing up, but I was a little bit more of a reader. Are there any readers? Bookworms when you were growing up? Yes. And like Zach, I didn't have a lot of nonfiction friends growing up. My besties were Anne of Green Gables and Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm and the babysitters of the club. I don't know. Yeah. So, but you would think that I would just been like a shy little bookworm, but the books just sort of christened the inner drama queen and just ignited the very overthinking, overactive imagination. I mean, I did have, are there any other overthinkers? Anyone that just, yeah. Yes, you're longing for peace and quiet, but it's from yourself, and you can't get away from yourself, so it's just a fun ride. Yeah, so I did have a funeral for a stuffed animal when I was 7, so that probably should have been my first clue, you know. Does anybody remember the old store Lazarus from the 80s? Does anyone remember the old store Lazarus? Okay, somebody does. Okay, so there's some of my young former students over here. So in the 1900s, where we're from, hi guys. In the 1900s, there was a store called Lazarus. It was like the Bloomingdale's of the Midwest, okay? And every little girl in my small town wanted a Lazzy Bear for Christmas, okay? These were these white bears, and they had this cute little red hat and red scarf, and subtle implication of wealth. And everybody wanted it. So I got a Lazzy Bear for Christmas that year, and I got to snuggle with him for a full 3 months until his tragic death, March 12th, 1986. So there was a lice outbreak in my 2nd grade class. I know. And so my parents explained to me that just had to put Lazzy Bear in a plastic trash bag for 24 hours so that the lice would suffocate and die. Now a normal kid would understand. I morphed right into a character from To Kill a Mockingbird. I was just, Mama, no, please don't put Lazzy in that bag. He'll die. Lazzy didn't do nothing. I'm the one with the bugs. Mama, take me instead. I was a lot. And now, let's just address the elephant in the room. It is ironic that there was a business in the 80s called Lazarus that died and stayed dead. Oh. This is where you can tell where the church folks are sitting. Yeah. So my dad knew that I had read the Lazarus story in my little children's Bible, so he tried to take that into account and tried to, convince me the next day with some humor that everything was going to be fine. So the next day he opened up the bag and he reached in and he dramatically said, "Lazarus, come forth." And then he shook it playfully in my face. Now, I don't know if you've ever had a parent shake the dead body of your best friend in your face, but it's haunting. And I know my parents were doing the best that they could at the time, right? But I also knew that they were murderers. So had to process that for a few decades. And yeah. And then I recently found out that Lazzy Bears are collectibles now, and they go for $6,000. So I have the added guilt that I buried alive a $6,000 teddy bear somewhere in Springfield, Ohio. That could have paid for the therapy I needed to grieve the teddy bear that I killed 40 years ago in my mind. And I wish I could say that I grew out of the overdramatic, overthinking world, but my husband can attest. She only grew bigger. That's all she did. And my husband and I have been together 30 years. Give him a round of applause. He earned all of that. And if you are wondering, how could you wake up to the same woman 30 years in a row? I have good news for you. He has no idea who he's gonna meet from day to day. Okay. He's met so many versions of me. So really, he's kind of a hoe. All with me, still. Yeah. But you know what they don't tell you about how to make marriage last? The real secret is you have to get really good at baking. Understanding sports. You gotta get so good at it, guys. And I'm so glad it's football season. Amanda was talking about it. Football is so much easier to fake than golf, you guys. So much easier. I need this weather to get cold, okay? Okay, golf, okay, football is great because you're in the room. All you have to do is like play the mirror game. You just match the energy. So when they're like, bah, you're just bah, with them, right? That's it. And sometimes bah is good, sometimes it's bad. It looks the same and it's okay. And sometimes you can be mad and excited at the same time, but you don't have to know because there's a score. So everything is very clear, right? Now, I used to try little things to try to impress them, and so I'd yell just like, come on, defense, but that's tricky. That's a 50% chance of failure. Right? You gotta be careful, because sometimes they get in that little tight pants bro snuggle she was talking about, and you can't tell where the ball is. And so you gotta be careful. But here is the 100% foolproof way, okay? All you gotta do is yell, what are those refs looking at out there? These refs suck. If they would just listen to you. Oh, right? 2 weeks of testosterone street cred right there. It's good. It's good. So, and you have to be careful about the names because they get really excited. Like right now we're both mad and excited, if you're a Notre Dame fan, about this guy named Jeremiah Love. Okay, so some of the testosterone was triggered in the room. It's okay, take a breath. So, Jeremiah Love, we're super mad about him because there's not enough love for the love, but we do not love that. Okay, so we have to get mad with them about that. See, that's why football's so, like, it's just so clear, right? Golf. I need a golf translator. You guys, they need to make an app to help us understand. Are there any golfers in the room? Any who are familiar with golf? Okay, so I just need you to know, this is what you sound like when you come home and tell us things. We're trying so hard to understand, all right? These are real words that have come out of my husband's mouth, okay? Well, a bogey eagle birdie by the third, but then an albatross ostrich bald eagle it on the back 19. And then Big Bertha took a mulligan chip shot right off the toe heel hosel. And then it was made par, over par, under par, up a par, and yeah, so then I tried the senior shaft, stiff shaft, shuffle, but I duck hooked the Blayfield draw hazard right on the greenway. And then Rory Arnold Palmer shake sliced the Shawshank Redemption right over his house, hole in one to Shambo. And then on the last hole, Shooter McGavin fat chunked it thin blade skull by the power of gray skull and tucked the pitching wedge right into the Tiger Infidelity. And at that point, I'm just trying so hard to listen and understand anything, right? And I need like a little filter, like a phone app filter that I look at it and then right above his little head, it'll say good day or bad day, right? That's all I need. But I don't have it and I'm lost. And so I try to like figure out, is this frustration or celebration? Are we celebrating the frustration? I think that's what most of golf is celebrating frustration, right? And so I just try to throw out a few things like, oh, that's so great. It's rough. No, you were on the rough. Then you were on the green. What a day. What a green day. When I come around. Like, I don't know what to do. But if there's one thing I've learned from Zach, I'm going to keep trying, because that's what love is. I'm Kristen Baker. That's my time, guys. One more